All right, this is video part 2. Finishing up with just a couple of things that as I finished that video, I was like, I want to make sure I touch on that. So one is the overall flow of the workout. When you are leading a workout, you're always going to start by circling up around the flag. That's where our meeting point is. If there's no flag, then the standard flag posting area. There should always be a flag, but that's where you're going to circle up. That's where we meet up. Even if you have some EC ruck or anything like that, make sure that you're there at the flag at the start time. Start time is you are showing respect to everyone that's coming out and showing up early in the morning to a workout. If you are there, you should be there at least 10 minutes early, if not more. You need to be there early so that you can be ready. Any prior setup or anything like that that needs to take place, you get all that done before 06 if that's the start time, or 5:30 or whenever that start time is. So being on time is important, but the flow, once you circle up around the flags, then you move into warm-a-rama. Yes, guys should come a little warm. Most guys don't. So you want to make sure you're thinking through that. Get the exercises that are going to be in your thing. Make sure that you're exercising and stretching out those bodies with some movement type stretching that allows for that elasticity in those muscles, so that we're not gonna have any injuries. Because safety is another important thing that I'm gonna touch on at the end here. But safety is important for the guys. So make sure that we're taking care of our guys and respecting them and their willingness to come out and suffer through your VQ. But you want to start them off, get them warmed up, warm-a-rama, that start. Then you move into the thing. You do not need to, there's no special commands going into this. You can say, hey, we're gonna start out with some warm-up exercise or warm-a-rama, or the first exercise is, and the next exercise, you can do all that. Say, all right, now we're moving to the thing. So there's no official commands. You don't even have to say that. You can just say what you're gonna do, and people will get it. Once you start smoking them on something, they're gonna get, oh, we're not in the warm-up anymore. But then you go into from the warm-up to the thing, and then after the thing, you're gonna do the 6 minutes of Mary. 6 minutes of Mary is ab focused workout. So you're gonna focus on kind of your ab and your core. And as you do that, it does not need to be 6 minutes. It can be unexercised. It can be 2, but you should have something. So this is kind of, the thing is over. You're kind of wrapping it up a little bit. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. Captain call out. You can do all these different things. But the main thing is that we're getting some kind of core exercise workout done. Then after that, the exercise portion has ended. So then you're going to go into the closing part of the workout. The closing part of the workout is first starting with name-a-rama. We got to know how many people we got, right? So you go around, and that's where you say, all right, count off, or name-a-rama, let's go. And then it's going to go around the horn. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, everyone else. Then you're going to want to do the name-a-rama, and that's where you're going to be going through and doing all this stuff. Now, sometimes I will throw in Circle of Trust, your COT, before I do this, which if it flows in the workout, I do. If it's just kind of like an ending thought and message, I usually wait till either after or do something like that. But if you have an FNG, I like to get into name-a-rama first, because then I get that FNG, get rid of that FNG and get him his name, so that now he's a part of the group, and then we go into the Circle of Trust, and that just feels like a pretty good transition for me. So that's how I like to do it. But there are sometimes workouts that have themed and stuff like that the Circle of Trust is themed into the workout and it flows naturally. It's almost inclusive of the workout, so that blurs a little bit. But count-a-rama, everybody counts off. Name-a-rama right after that, and then I end in the Circle of Trust. So make sure that you have those parts, and then a picture if it didn't happen. Make sure we're filming name-a-rama so that you have that, and that's really crucial for your back blast. If you have that, then if you can't remember a guy in the picture, you can go back and listen to the name-a-rama. I've done that a few times when I forgot what we named an FNG, or a guy I haven't seen in a while. I was like, wow, man, why can't I remember who was in that picture? Or it's blurry because we're jumping or whatever. So it's really important to have that name-a-rama videoed. The other aspect I was thinking is safety. Safety is a crucial one. And it has, I always like to have at least one phone on me. If it's not me, I make sure I've identified that with a guy that's out there with me, whether you got a CoQ or anything like that. I want to make sure that I have a means of contacting 911 if we have kind of any medical emergencies. It is just crucial to have a phone, but primarily for safety reasons. And I would just say safety, another note on safety is you're responsible for the safety of the workout. So if you got a real intense one, just be watching the guys. Watch the 6. You're responsible for leading everybody, not just the beast mode guys. Watch the 6. Are any guys struggling? Anybody having any signs, medical signs that might be concerning? Needing water? Make sure that nobody leaves the workout by themselves. If anybody breaks off, anything like that, you just want to make sure that you don't just leave them out there. We always got a buddy. We always got a buddy, and you're always responsible for the safety within everybody. Yeah, then in the end, I just have fun. I'm talking through all this stuff because I want you to understand all of the important things, but this is fun. It's a lot of guys don't VQ, so you by just looking at this and wanting to dig in, it's awesome. And I'd encourage you, listen to these videos and then go ask questions. The SLT's here for you, the shared leadership team, myself, SiteQ. SiteQ is responsible for that workout, that location. So they're the ones that are going to have the flag and planting the flag, and they're the ones that you can reach out to if you have questions. How do I use this AO best for this type of workout? Or I have this plan. Do you think it's enough things in the plan for the thing? Or do I need to maybe add some more exercises? Do you think that this is too tough or too easy for the packs? All that stuff, the SiteQ and any of the shared leadership team can help out with. Those are the things that I got. If I got any more, go to part 3 for a video, but for right now I think part 1 and part 2 covered most of the things. Otherwise, we have our documents that we can share as well, and the landing page on the website. But go out there, lead. You are free to lead, and we are eager to get a VQ out of you.